I completely agree. And if we're not getting on fish, I know that we can always go to a trusty old weed bed.
Yeah, because we're not catching fish here at all.
Yeah, this spot is not producing at all.
Yeah. Last. Oh, there we go, fish on!
Oh.
Woohoo! He one-upped me. There we go.
What's happening, everyone? We're here back at Jackfish Lake, round 2. Gonna see what we can catch. Super excited. Been out here since 7 in the morning and got lots of bites already. We got Josh on the panel again, showing us how it's done. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. So we're gonna go over a few ways of how to fish a new lake, what lures to use. What I'm using is I've got a silver rattle bait on. The reason I use this because it reflects a lot of light in the water column. It's loud, creates a lot of attention, and you can jig it or troll it and just cast it.
Yeah, oh, fish on! Woohoo! Feel the peel, man.
Sometimes I loosen my drag just so it feels like I catch a big fish.
Yeah. Anytime I'm on new water, I always find myself going back to a 4-inch swim. Seaman plastic, 3/4 ounce head. This lure catches everything. It catches small, catches big, but you can fish it at a bunch of different depths. I mean, anything is top water when you reel fast enough, but this typically stays between 5 and 15 feet.
And what I like about the jigging rod is that every time I jig this, it bounces around, totally dances around like that. You give it hard jigs and it gets the fish really fired up.
This one, it's a jerk bait. This one's bigger than most. I usually go one size down, but that bait's a bit buried right now. Honestly, something big, super noisy. It's got rattles in there. Pushes lots of water, and this one's nice because you can rip it, you can stop it, you can straight retrieve, just reel it straight back. The faster you reel it, the deeper it's going to dive. So that variable depth, just testing the water column and finding out where the fish are in the water column and where they're feeding in the water column is important, because you can fish on the highway all you want, but if you're not at the diner, no one's eating.
That's true.
Yeah. There we go.
I'm using that paddle tail swim bait.
Oh, you're on the big stuff.
Oh, not the big one, not the really big one. No, I'm using paddle tail swim bait.
What do we got?
Spicy trout.
Spicy trout.
Spicy trout. Oh, don't get off. And he got off. That's all right.
We saw him.
We saw him.
Okay.
It counts.
All right.
Why this works is because it's got this paddle tail, is what we call it, on the back. And when this is in the water, that paddle tail is going like that, back and forth. And it creates a lot of attention in the water. The fish see orange, fish see yellow, they see green, they see black. And yeah, they can't help themselves. It's a great lure to use. And it's perch. And there's perch in here. And the pike love to eat perch all the time.
Yep. Half the year I'm in the rivers and the streams catching trout, and they're super fun, and I'll get jazzed on an 8-inch fish. But
yeah,
for some reason, when we have that same 8-inch fish in a lake, that's a pike, a lot of people don't value it, but I swear, a 10-inch pike hits harder than a 10-inch trout.
Oh, yeah.
And they are aggressive. Beside the boat, actually.
Right.
But that is where we're gonna catch a fish.
I was jigging it. I was jigging it.
Spicy trout.
Spicy trout.
Okay.
Okay, bud. Spicy trout.
Yeah. Small fish, big ambitions.
Follows are exciting.
Yeah.
Like, people think you gotta come out, you gotta catch fish for it to be exciting. Not at all. When you've got a fish follow you up to the boat,
Oh,
my heart rate goes from like 80 to 120.
you just
know.
buzzed. Yeah. Oh man.
And then you keep it in the water and you move it around and you wait for
Yeah.
that fish to come back. And sometimes they do come back and they
Yeah.
slam it a foot from the boat, and it's amazing. I'm getting worked up just thinking about it. It's amazing.
That's one of the things about fishing for big pike is they're actually going to act like baby muskie. And with muskie guys, you see them, they're always drawing these big figure eights
Yeah.
in the water. And I do the same thing, is never underestimate that last, oh, there we go, fish on!
Oh.
Woohoo! Oh, okay.
Right as you were doing the figure eights.
Oh, he's
Oh.
on. That was a walleye the size of my lure. Big baits. Oh, big baits.
Figure eights for muskie and pike, and
Yeah.
you get a little walleye. Honestly, I'm switching up colors. That's the biggest thing that I'm doing. I'm switching up colors. Also, I find myself dropping down a jig. I get excited when I go in the lake. I'll drop down a jig, and what will I do is put a minnow on. Because if you put a minnow on, that's the fish's natural food source. So I usually have luck when I do that. And if they're really not biting, I'll move locations, try new spots.
If I'm not crushing a fish on one of those 4 lures within the first probably 10 to 15 minutes, or if I'm not even getting follows, I'm gonna move.
Yeah.
They're just not there.
But have you heard of a jig and bobber combo? That's how you catch fish.
Okay, tips about catching big fish.
We already went over that jig and bobber.
Jig and bobber, that's how you catch big fish. Big fish tend to congregate where there's the most food. They're big for a reason, it's because they're smarter than everything else.
And we're in a great spot right now for big fish.
We are. Off the main lake point, we've got this flow through area into a bay.
Yeah, because this channel here, when you've got a channel like this, the fish, you've got fish swimming through it no matter what. The fish are always going to be traveling through this channel. So you've got your bigger fish that sit on the outside in a little bit deeper water. And what they do is they sit there. Josh was saying the bigger fish are lazy. You're absolutely right. They're lazy. They sit there. They wait for the bait to come to them. So when we've got a channel like this and the fish are coming through, the bigger fish sit on the outside. They wait for the fish to pass by, and it's a fantastic food source for the bigger fish.
So we caught a couple fish in this spot. It's produced, but it's a new lake. I've only fished jackfish in a couple of spots. I've only been here twice. So what we're gonna do is kind of follow the shoreline, look at points, look at bays, and watch some depth, look at some depth maps, and see if we can find some more structure.
I completely agree. And if we're not getting on fish, I know that we can always go to a trusty old weed bed.
Yeah, because we're not catching fish here at all.
'Cause yeah, this spot is not producing at all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad jack. Not a bad spicy trout. You want to get the net for me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that. Just get this
Actually,
up.
I might be able to.
Got it?
Able to net it. Yeah.
Okay. Woo!
Oh, there we go.
Nice, man. I got it.
Let's get this guy up on the camera here. Looks like he's got a bit of the colors
Yeah.
as it gets later in the year. Deep. It's gonna be harder to cast and catch fish, maybe. You know what? Let's just do it on the fly. We'll just
This bay is calling my name right now.
where?
That bay.
It is. It was calling my name too. I could literally. I just noticed it.
Could be wrong.
All down here.
Could be wrong. There we go. This! Oh, man. Rip it. Malfunction.
So, oh, it's a walleye.
That's a nice walleye.
It's a walleye.
Yeah, that's a nice Walter. Whew. Thumbnail fish right there, don't lose it. Gotcha.
I'm being really light on it.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
Nice.
Nice.
Solid fish.
Oh, that is terrific. Yes. Josh said we are along a bank, and it kind of goes into a little bit of a curve, maybe a little bit of a bay, and you've got lots of tall reeds. We're casting towards those reeds, and yeah, I'm just really happy with this right now. So. So we showed you guys how to fish a new lake
What lures we like to use?
and what we do when the fish aren't biting. And for all you perch heads out there, something's coming. You better be ready. Do you think my last fish was big enough?
There we go! Oh, he came off. It was tiny.
Mine was bigger than that. So.
Yeah.